in Ohio, if you're a victim of a crime and you suffer an injury, then depending on what your situation, if you're at work, you can file a workers' comp claim, but you also be able to file a victims of crime compensation claim. So there's some requirements in order to receive this compensation. The crime must have been reported to law enforcement. You, the victim, must cooperate with the request of law enforcement, and the victim was not committing a criminal act that caused or contributed to the injuries. I guess except in homicide claims, which I think is kind of interesting. And then um, finally, the victim, you must have incurred expenses that are not fully covered by collateral sources. So, i.e., if you have a workers' comp claim, then the workers' comp claim will have to have first stab at it. In addition, like if you have medical insurance, life insurance, or something of that nature, um, it's called a remedy of last resort. So you have to exhaust all your other remedies before a victims of crime compensation will kick in. Um, in the past, if you had a prior felony, that would disqualify you from participating in a victims of crime compensation. But apparently, that's no longer the case in Ohio. But you're not eligible, and this is kind of common sense for victims of crime compensation claim. If you're one of the offenders or an accomplice of the offender of a crime, if the crime is not reported to law enforcement, so i.e., you have to report the crime to law enforcement, and then again, if you don't fully cooperate with law enforcement, then you're not entitled to that victims of crime compensation claim as well. So the question is, what do you get? Among other things, you'll get medical bills paid, lost wages due to the crime, and then if it so happens that you're the loved one of a victim who was died because of a crime, then you may get funeral and burial expenses paid for through the victims of compensation claim in Ohio. So it's not a bad program. It's kind of a nuanced area law. So there are victims of crime attorneys. They're paid not on a contingency fee basis nor an hourly fee, but they're the time they spend um, working on your victims of crime claim is paid by the victims of crime program. So you won't have to pay them either. I'll post a link to a VOC attorney if you happen to be a victim of crime and you want to apply for this type of compensation. Otherwise, stay safe, folks.